Have you ever felt like you were just copying the original singer when singing a cover of a song instead of being able to really make a song your own? Maybe you're hitting the right notes, but still something might feel off in that situation, like you're not fully expressing yourself. If so, this episode is for you because I'm going to give you the ultimate guide to singing a song in your own unique and authentic way so that you can sound like you and not just a copy of someone else. So let's dive into it. Hi, my name is Maggie. I'm the founder of the Singing Insiders, in which I help passionate singers, just like yourself, become the best versions of themselves through singing. And in these episodes, you're going to get practical tools, techniques, tips, insights, ahas around singing so that you can up-level your singing skills. So before we dive into how you can make a song your own unique and authentic song, let's look at some common mistakes that many beginner singers tend to make and that you can avoid in the process as well. The first one is imitating the original singer a little bit too much. So you're listening to the original artist and then you're trying to copy that sound like syllable per syllable. I get where that's coming from because obviously when we're singing covers, you're taking a song and you want to sing that song. If we want to make that our own, what trained singers really have learned to do is to take that song, learn what there is to learn about that song, but then playing with vocal variety to make it their own. And there are so many techniques to add vocal variety to a song. I'm thinking about playing with the rhythm, improvising, using variety regarding the melody line, maybe adding harmony, long notes, short notes. Like there's so many things that we can dive into. And the trained singer, well, when you're a trained singer, you have all those tools and techniques to help you support you in a creative way. We're going to talk more about that moving forward. The second mistake is ignoring the storytelling and the emotion. Oftentimes when beginner singers tend to learn a song, they focus so heavily on the technical side of things that they forget what the song is about in the first place. Also, it's not about taking the perspective of the original singer. Maybe, let me give you an example. You're singing an Adele song, and Adele might have written this song from a place of heartbreak and sadness, but you might not be in a place of heartbreak and sadness. You're seeing those lyrics and you're feeling nostalgia, for example. So it's a matter of then singing that song from that perspective, being nostalgic instead of being sad. So choosing your own interpretation to a song instead of following whatever the original artist had intended. Does that make sense? So those are two common mistakes that many beginner singers tend to make. And once you notice that you might be making those mistakes yourself, it's great to create awareness around that because now you know what you can do instead to fix those mistakes. So let's look at what this ultimate guide is to sing your song in your own unique and authentic way. There's 3 steps that I want to share with you in total to get to that sweet spot of authentic expression is what I would call it. The first step is really feeling comfortable singing a song. And with that, I mean the vocal side of things. So how can we expect to sing a song in our own unique and authentic way if we don't feel comfortable singing specific parts of that song? If I struggle with singing the high notes in a certain song, then I will never be able to fully immerse myself in that song and tell my story because I will still have insecurities about the technical aspect of things. So it's really important to, first of all, be able to sing the song and use the techniques to help you sing those high notes, or use techniques to help you overcome that break in your voice, like whatever it might be. Know how to sing your song so that you can feel free on a vocal level. And it's one thing to know what vocal techniques to use to sing in that song. The second part to that is to get all those vocal techniques that help and support you absorbed into your muscle memory. Muscle memory is a secret key to singing in public without feeling self-conscious. Your muscle memory is so important. It's like riding a bike. Most of us, people that ride bikes, we're not thinking consciously anymore how we have to do that. It just comes automatically. That's because the skill of riding a bike is ingrained in your muscle memory. We want to have the same when we're singing an actual song. We don't want to be thinking about our breathing, about our mixed voice, about our twang or our cry. We want it to come almost automatically when we're singing the song because we've done the work beforehand. So phase 1 is about identifying and exercising and training the voice using the right vocal techniques. And then phase 2 is all about getting those vocal techniques into your muscle memory so that when you're fully immersing yourself in that song and focusing on expression, you don't have to be thinking about those techniques. Because thinking about the vocal techniques will divert your attention away from the connection with the song. Does that make sense? So that's step 1. Step 1 is being able to sing the song. Easy, right? Okay. Step 2 is letting go. With that, I mean letting go of what the song originally sounds like. This is about creating your own vision for this song. How do you want it to sound? Maybe that's playing with improvisation, vocal variation. We talked about that earlier today. It's really about daring to let go of the techniques and fully trust your voice. Fully trust that muscle memory that we talked about, and also trust that your version of this song is good enough. And there are, again, techniques and tools to help you with vocal variety. You could play with changing up the melody line. Instead of singing, let it be, you could be singing, let it be, let it be. I'm adding a little vocal variation. You could play with vocal effects, vocal fry, let it be. You can play with, it might not fit the genre, but you never know, growl or distortion, let it be, let it be. I don't know, whatever fits your boat. It's really important to have some type of vision, creative vision for your song, and then having the tools to support you to get there. But for that, we need to let go of the vocal technique and trust that that technique work has been done in the past and is ingrained in your muscle memory. That is phase 2. Now, if this so far has been super valuable for you, then I invite you to hit the like and subscribe button underneath this video so that you keep updated on new episodes just like this one coming out in the future. Now, we still have a third step to go through. So let's recap. Step number 1 was being able to sing the song. So focus on that vocal technique and get that vocal technique into your muscle memory. Step number 2 was about letting go. Now that that vocal technique is in your muscle memory, let it go and step into that creative vision that you might have for that particular song. Step number 3 is to make it personal. We already talked about this idea of Adele singing from a heartbreak perspective and you singing from a nostalgia perspective, for example. This is what it's all about, making it personal. Great singers, they tell a story. They don't just sing notes. They tell a story. So it's about finding a personal connection to the lyrics that you're singing. Oftentimes in a song, there's either the word I or you, or maybe a combination of both. So take that as your starting point. Who is the I? Is it really literally you? Or is it a version of you in the past? Is it someone you aspire to be in the future? What version of I are you referring to in that song? Let me give you an example. If I would sing the heartbreak song from Adele about a breakup, the I right now, I'm happily married. I would go back in my past when I experienced a breakup and tap into that version of myself from back then instead of now. Does that make sense? And then the you in the song, who is the you? Who are we talking to? And is this you one person? Is this you a group of people? Is the you maybe not a person, but another soul on this planet? Maybe it's nature. Maybe it's a cat. I don't know. Who's the you? Play with that. And sing then your song as if you're talking to that identity, to that person. Create that authenticity. Creating and making a song personal is where you will make a connection with your listener. This is where people, when they're listening to you sing and say, oh, I got goosebumps, that's because they felt spoken to by you. That's the third step. So the first one was the technical part of things, working on your voice. The second one was letting go, trusting yourself, being creative. That's working on the creative aspect of things. And then step number 3 is making it personal. So as you can see, your vocal development is not just about techniques. It's about having that holistic approach where you combine vocal technique with creativity, with trusting your voice and infusing your authenticity through self-expression. All those elements have to come together. And this is what I call vocal freedom. When you have freedom of voice, you trust yourself, and you have the freedom of expression and creativity. Those 3 elements together is vocal freedom. And we can go into a whole other different conversation when it comes to vocal freedom. And I really want to. So I want to invite you to click in the description here down below. I've linked a video that walks you through that path to vocal freedom. And we can take this conversation over there and dive deeper into that. Because that's where all the elements will come together. So that's your homework. Now that we finished this episode, your homework is to go and watch that episode or listen to that episode, because that will take this conversation even further. I will link to it in the description here down below. And thank you so much for having been here. I hope you had a lot from this episode, and I will see you here again next week. Thank you. Bye.